Well, hey everybody, it is Romania Black, and we are doing 2 episodes of Natsume's Book of Friends tonight, and I'm so excited! Yes! I had to be gone the last 2 weeks for various trips. And so I was recording ahead. So I haven't watched Natsume's Book of Friends in like a week and a half. It's been crazy. And I felt like, at least with episode 2 of season 5, it didn't end on a cliffhanger. We had the really super cute yokai, her really super cute and sad saga to get reconnected with the man that she'd met in the past, and everything like had a nice little bookend. And I was like, all right, good episode to end on before I go on my trips. But now I'm back. And I'm super excited to dive into episodes 3 and 4 of season 5, episodes 55 and 56 of Natsume's Book of Friends. I can't believe we're on episodes 55 and 56. Wild. I do have a couple comments talking about the end of season 4 that I want to touch base on before we move into this week's episode set, and do like what we've been doing any other time we've had a two-parter. This is the only two-parter of season 5. Which is interesting to me because we had like 3 last season. So, which is fine. But I think it's interesting that this is our only two-parter for season 5. So, Shimayama 9607 for volume 9 of the manga pointed out the stick that Reiko and Natsume have is called a gohei. It's the symbol of the gods and an offering to the gods. Also, it's an item that's used to purify and get rid of negative things like evil yokai or infectious diseases. Considering the context, the third one makes more sense. I think that's interesting. I like the idea of Reiko holding a stick that is for purifying. I think that's so interesting. And then Natsume as well, because Natsume, I would consider Natsume to be a very pure character. So I think it's cool that he too has a stick that would purify things. Thank you, Shimayama. I like that information. And then Mary Amtara 2934 for the season 4 finale says Natsume's therapist are his amazing friends. Yes, both yokai and human, as well as, of course, his angel of foster parents, mixed with Natsume's good nature and pure heart. Yes, I absolutely agree. I love the idea that Natsume, we all have to go find therapy, but Natsume has it like on his doorstep at all times. So I thought that was really, really good to note. And then finally, Sarah S had talked about for season 4, episode 13. I remember talking about this somewhere in season 1 or season 2, where Natsume at the time felt more comfortable with the idea that he and Madara were not friends, because from his perspective, there's no way that he could have friends. Which is heartbreaking. In the earlier parts of the manga, we know Madara can see Natsume's dreams. So Natsume, after the yokai leaves in the season 4 finale, is still a bit shaken up by the experience. But he's also scared that Madara used his powers and saw his painful memories, and is comforted when Madara says he's not interested in them. And even though my theory is that he actually saw them, this scene is a testament to how far their relationship has come. Such a wholesome ending to the series. Our boy's first photo, #wholesome. I had forgotten about that in season 1 or season 2 because it's been a while that Madara had looked into his memories. Now, do we think that Madara actually looked into his memories or not? That is up. I think he did. But he didn't want to say anything to Natsume because he doesn't want to make him feel bad. I think he looked at them, but I could definitely understand if somebody was like, no, he didn't see the need to, so. But, y'all, I am so excited about doing a 2-parter this week. I've been really looking forward to it while I've been gone on my trips. But before we do start, I do want to give a shout out over to our philanthropy tier over on Patreon to thank you all so much for your support on the channel and for shows like Natsume's Book of Friends. So a special shout out to Alex Cornejo, to Anime Annie, to Be Happy, to Bryant Reed, to Damage3245, to Dana, to Danger Zone, to Devorin, to Destiny Marie, as well as Alexandra Q, Eric Ichu, Fisho, Ghostly Turnip, El Freya, Liam Polzel, Linden, Adam Perez, Matthew Palfinier, Murphew, Nicholas, Nago, Sunspots, Shimayama from the comments, as well as Trails, Translucent Men, and Starman AA. Thank you all so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. All of my love. So yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I am ready to get started and watching some Natsume. All right, y'all, I'm ready to get started, and we are going to begin Natsume's Book of Friends, Season 5, Episode 3 and 4. And we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. And let's go. Now, I will go ahead and say, as I turn this down just a hair, that my internet is being a little bit slow tonight. It was great all day. And then it took a little bit to get on the streaming service tonight. So I was like, are you going to be slow internet? So hopefully that's not the case. I haven't seen this OP in a while. I'm going to take this. There we go. I don't know how we're going to do this episode. If we're going to do just 3 and 4 back to back, or if we're going to do episode 3, talk about it, and then move to 4. It always is one of those things where I'm watching them together because I've been told to, but sometimes they leave off on a cliffhanger and you're like, oh, I immediately want to go. And then other times you're like, oh, I could sit down and talk for a while before going to the 4. So we'll see. The random Kappa is great. I say random. We all know who it is. Uh-huh. Yeah. NATSUME and Matoba and Natori. Hey! Natsume's learned not to hang off of roofs anymore, so he's not going to fall off and land on everybody. We've made progress in season 2. Oh, the dragonflies. We got those last episode, didn't we? Aww. Okay. Natsume looks like he's gotten so much more mature, doesn't he? I wonder if there's a significance to the episode starting out with the word fight. He just looks like he's gotten more mature. Our boy's grown up. Madara's just legs flying everywhere. Natsume. Really? Okay. Yeah, oh. Yeah, it's rare for Madara to get bugged. I mean, oh yeah, Nishimura's been doing cram school. That has been a plot line. Oh, my cat. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Ha! No. Of course it has a cute girl. Of course it does. Silky. Oh. Thought you were into Taki. Oh. Yeah, why you say that? Like it's gonna be a problem. I'm hiding the body, Natsume. Togo just murdered someone. She's hiding the body. What if that were the case? Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, he knows where they lives. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Well, yes. I'm sure she knows. Oh, Toko looks really pretty there. Huh. He left the Book of Friends right there. Oh, yeah. Why don't you slow down and read it first, sweetheart? Oh my god, Natsume! Natsume, honey. Don't panic. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh no! The letter! Oh. Fudge. Oh my god, Natsume, why? But why? Shit! That's not Tanima. Not Tanima. No, his hair is too light to be Tanima. And he sounds more dickish to be Tanima. Oh, shit. Crap. Well. Why you got a bandana on? Good, yeah, don't read a letter from him. Probably good advice. And why do you... Oh. Uh-huh. Aw. Yeah. Oh, he just left it? Why would you just leave it? Oh. Oh, wow. And it's gonna be even more pissed. Oh, wow. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh. Of course you would say that. Oh. That's not who I thought it was gonna be. Who be him? Of course there is. Was this the Foot Clan meeting? What is happening? Are you going to Natori? Oh, you are going to visit Natori, aren't you? In a condo? For a show off. Oh, yes. Oh, bitch. What? He's like... There we go. She's like, you're ruining my daytime soaps. Get out. Oh. Oh, then come on into the VIP guest room. They're like, what? Oh, he didn't want to get all the people. I mean, to get the fangirls away. Natori, your day is about to be made, sir. Ah! Oh, hold on! Hold on, wait a second! I've got to clean up the house! Damn, season 5 been doing good for Natori. Oh, wow. I bet it would be minimal because he's always gone. That's kind of lonely. Okay. That makes sense. I just happen to have 2 teacups, though. Oh, I could understand why you would do that. So you're not Having a place to target. Madara, what are you doing? We don't go into the room with all the toys. Ah! Madara's face! Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I mean, successors to keep the line of exorcists going. Oh. I bet you would be happy, Natori. I bet you would be. They are definitely my guilty pleasure ship. But I do love Natori with Hiragi too, so... Of course you'd go Madara. Of course you would. Okay, so Natsume did go get his book. Okay. Yeah. Probably inviting him to where they're all gathering. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Well, just wait for Natori to get back. Oh, bitch. If it's Matoba... Oh. Oh, shit. No. Oh, shit. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, no. What? Oh, my God. What? Oh, my God. Okay. Oh, wow. Notori's like, I got my glasses on. We're good to go. Oh. Okay. I love that Notori just has a handy dandy exorcism room. We're lined up, ready to go. Oh. Sorry to trash your room. It happens all the time. Oh. Really? That's kind of terrifying. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. An old clan of exorcists. Oh. Ooh. I'm very curious. I've got a theory, but you know. Huh. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, they're having a gathering, yes, you know. Ooh. I love the sniffing of Madara! Well, it's more of a code, you see, guidelines. Oh. Oh, shit. Well, you'd be surprised. Yeah. And contracts that are forbidden. Oh. Oh. Oh, shit. The Book of Friends. The Book of Friends is highly illegal. Oh! 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 Ooh. Oh, Madora on her Roggy's shoulder is so cute. Oh shit, the Book of Friends is illegal. Oh, that's not good. Natsume and his friends are vigilantes in the exorcism world. Oh my god. Holy shit. Well. Uh-oh. Oh, bitch. Oh, so he's gonna see the letter that Natsume didn't get to see. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do not abduct Natsume, please. Oh. Oh my god. Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Oh shit. He wasn't able to tell Toko. She's gonna be worried. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Quit looking good in a suit. Oh. Oh. Likely. Ooh. Oh, you loosen up that tie. Get out of here. Uh-huh. That sounds like a dangerous plan. Yes, absolutely. Huh? Don't you comment on him. Oh my god. Yeah, no joke. Oh. No, no, no. He doesn't want that. Oh my god. Bitch. Bitch, no. Oh my God. Oh. That was a threat. Oh, bitch. Oh. Yeah, right. Oh. Oh, that could have been. You're eating food before dinner, Madara. Oh. There's so many mushrooms. Oh. 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 Ha! Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ugh. No, I doubt he would be. Oh my God. Don't feel like you could just seduce us in a suit, sir. Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about this before we move on to the next episode. Yeah, we're going to need to talk about this episode before we move on to episode 4. What? What? Hello, political intrigue, Natsume. What? We have 2 mildly chill episodes, and then this episode was like, oh, hey, that chill you had? Yeah, no. Oh my God. So, okay, we didn't dive into this episode. It started out so tame. So tame. Just Natsume being like, having the dragonflies. I do like that we start out the episode with the whole fight thing, which seemed like foreshadowing to where we were going with this. But then Madara's like, oh, I've got to go take care of a thing. So now we know the thing that Madara was taking care of was that there are exorcists getting recruited. They're just giving everyone exorcist tools. Why not? I do get a little bit worried because of a couple things with this, and I should have brought out Whiteboard Coon. I may for episode 4. But one thing I do worry about is that there are potentially 2 people that Natsume knows that have connections to yokai and or are exorcist adjacent that could be recruited by the exorcist, and that's Taki and Tanuma. Now, Taki, I worry about Taki because, as Natori said, Taki's family technique is forbidden and illegal, so she's technically a rogue vigilante using forbidden exorcist tools, and I'm like, oh, that's terrifying. So I feel like there's a part of me thinking that Natsume may have to, like, help her out to get her away from the exorcist, because if they find out she's using that tool, that's a problem. The other thing that is concerning is that I feel that Tanuma would be a prime person to be recruited by Matoba and the Exorcist, because Tanuma wants to see yokai. He wants to help Natsume, and so he knows Natori. So I feel like Tanuma would be somebody they would target to try to give tools so he could see yokai and do something that's Exorcist adjacent. But I don't know if that's gonna end up happening in any way, shape, or form. It's just terrifying that there are people that are giving these exorcist tools to just rando frat boys and being like, sure, you can be an exorcist too. And Natsume's like, I know in game Matoba probably wants Natsume to be an exorcist, and we don't know a lot about the Natsume family except what the lay persons have told him, whereas the exorcist may have a very different view of the Natsume family, because it seems like most of the exorcist families have died out over the years, for reasons why we talked about in episode 1. It could be because they're seen as outsiders and it might be hard for them to meet someone. I have a theory about Natori. We're going to talk about it here in a second. And I'm like, that will maybe crush my ship a little bit. I may have talked about this in a previous episode, but it's going to come back again. So Madara says something's been bugging him. He's going to go check it out. And it's that new exorcist walking around trying to sealing up yokai left and right. I do like the continuity that Nishimura's in cram school. That's like the one continuity that is happening. And I don't know if it's anime only or not, but it's mainly just him being like, yep, I'm going to cram school. It's kind of like Sasada showing up in the anime, right? But I do like that. But the point is that Natsume treasures these moments with Nishimura of just being a normal kid. And he wants to protect those peaceful days. Now, when Toko showed up on the balcony with the vacuum, I was like, there's a morbid humor in me that wants to like make Toko like, she's like, I killed someone. I'm getting rid of the body, Natsume. Just some morbid humor. But the letter from Matoba, this episode was called Letter from the Exorcist. Somehow the letter ended up in his bag. Now, whether Madara put it in there or not, I don't know, but Natori got a hold of the letter, so you better damn well believe Notori's going to show up at this meeting to possibly save Natsume, which I'm like, yes, please, let's do it. But yeah, I don't blame Natsume for being scared about the letter and for not wanting Toko to see, because the last thing Natsume wants as a teenager is for Matoba to show up at his door and tell his family about him, which he threatened to do in this episode, which was terrifying. And, Matoba gives me anxiety. He gives me anxiety because he's like another character that Suwabe voices in another series, but he's a villain in that one. And Matoba's a villain in this series, which Natsume villains are not necessarily the most intense, but Matoba is just, he's so suave in his suit and he's mildly hot, but he shows up with that silky voice and he's terrifying. And I'm like, stay away from Natsume, because I believe that Matoba would do bad things to hurt Natsume and would not think twice about it, because that's the kind of person that he is. And I want him to stay away from Natsume. So we get this frat guy that's walking around sealing up yokai that has been enlisted by this one guy that I think might be the one trying to hurt other exorcists. Luckily, I like that Madara comes in to help Natsume get away. I love the little knapsack that he has, that he's trying to like help the other yokai out from the half-assed exorcist. But yeah. So this one yokai gets sealed, and Natsume's like, we've got to go and unseal him. Otherwise, it's going to cause problems for us, because this is the path that Nishimura and I walk down. I like the fact that a lot of these exorcists got glasses. You know, like Natori 2.0. He's like the Dollar General version of Natori. But yeah, we don't know who this man with the beard is and the very flat nose. We don't know if he's a Matoba. We don't know who he is. He's very suspicious. But yeah, Natsume goes to this condo. I like that it's not actually Notori's home. It's just his kind of work home. And he's an actor, so he's got money. So he could possibly, use the money to get this condo. I like that Madara just throws shade for the fun of it. He's like, oh, this is a place for a show off. He didn't have to say that. He's just throwing shade. And then it makes sense now that the phone is disconnected so that people don't... I felt really kind of bad for Natori in this episode, because Natori talking about the fact that people don't like him because of his family name, because he's from a legit family of exorcists that have a powerful backing, and then he revives the business. So I thought that was interesting. And then, of course, some of the other exorcists are kind of like mad that he's shown back up to take over the family business. It's like a mafia scenario. Like, this is Godfather-esque, right? So he has to unplug his phones so that people don't curse him while he's asleep. There is definitely a aspect of loneliness with Natori that was really scary and kind of sad, because he has to not only go to a different place than his home so that the exorcists and yokai don't show up at his home, but he also has to take precautions that essentially disconnect him from communication from the outside world. So he isolates himself for protection, which is very scary, but also kind of one of the reasons why he told Natsume, he's like, don't become an exorcist, keep your friends, because if you look at my life, I'm all alone with Hiragi and the other yokai, and I don't get to interact with people, which is pretty sad. It's very lonely and sad. But yeah, I love immediately as soon as Natori hears that it's Natsume coming up, he's like, I'll get the house ready. He's like instantly goes into clean mode. He's like, ah, shit, luckily there's not a lot of stuff in here. Natori, here's the thing. I would Natori and Natsume are like a guilty pleasure ship. But after this episode, I have a theory, and that will essentially ruin my romantic ship, but also make the bond between Natori and Natsume potentially stronger. So, can we talk about, before we get into that, I'm sorry, season 5, how you doing? Matoba in the suit was enough. But they damn well made Natori look freaking fine. I was like, oh, hello, sir. How you doing, Natori? With the sparkles. The one thing I'm sad about is that when he opens up the door and he looks hot and he has the sparkles, we don't see Natsume go like, like his like typical face of, But yeah, he's like, welcome. And then we see the gecko. So yeah. So the apartment's pretty bare, but just don't worry, got 2 coffee cups. Wink, wink. Enough to make some tea for the 2 of us. Don't you worry. And then he makes tea. I'm glad that Natsume brought the Book of Friends. Also, I like Madara seeing all of the talismans and all the things to exercise. And then Tori's like, we're not going into that room. That was great. I like Madara's face whenever he shuts the door too, like, excuse me, sir. So they talk about the seal. He says, lately there's a lot of people who have learned the knowledge of how to exercise and try to do it for their own hands. And people are looking for talented successors. So I am a big person in genealogy. I love genealogy. I love family trees. I love narratives where you get into family drama. So I love the idea that we are talking about successors and talking about like inheritance with the exorcists. I have watched the first season and read up to volume 21 of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, and that series has an exorcist side plot in it, and they talk a lot about like inheritance there and the heir and family lines and family duty. And so the idea that there aren't a lot of exorcists, so who takes their place is important. And I also kind of like the idea of that not a lot of exorcists have blood relatives that naturally have the strength to see yokai through their blood like Natori does. So he talks about how the exorcists need a successor. It's kind of like a student-teacher relationship. Like, I'm going to pass on my knowledge to you and you'll keep being an exorcist even after I'm gone. And so that's when Natori says he looks so good in this season. Natori looks amazing in this season. Damn. There's quite a few people who do these things to test their strength and show off their skills. Sure. But exorcists are having arguments about it. And then Natori, I like that Natsume's like, Mr. Natori-san. He's like, I'm sorry that I have to rely on you when, I need help. And Natori's like, oh, don't worry. I'm all about it. It's totally fine. He says, why are you apologizing? He's like, I'm happy to help you. He's like, I'm going to reseal it if you'll help me. And Natsume's like, yes. It's so cute. It's adorable. So he says he's going to get his tools ready. And before he can get into it with the exorcist, that's when the person calls. And I do agree with Madara. I wouldn't have wanted Natsume to read the letter because it probably would have upset him. But unfortunately, Matoba's the type of person that he was going to show up anyway. So yeah, the person leaves the phone voicemail and it cracks the seal on the jar. And luckily, Natori shows up with his glasses on, ready to perform an exorcism with his glasses and gets the spirit to go into the circle. I love it. I love the fact of him and Natsume working together to seal up the yokai. And then looking back behind him saying, good job, Natsume. Oh, he just looks so damn good. Natori looks amazing in season 5. These animators have got a favorite. And I'm glad it's not Matoba. Oh, he looks so good. And Natsume's so freaking innocent, saying, well, thanks. And he's like, things are difficult right now. So he says, sometimes people in the same line of work send curses to harass me. And that surprises Natsume, where he's, he thinks, originally he thought that yokai were the main threat to humans. But as we're finding out, technically humans are the biggest threat to humans, surprising no one. Because Natsume's like, shouldn't we all be working together? Well, we would think that. He's like, well, isn't that just a terrible thing to do? He says, this time the pot happened to respond to the curse that they sent over the voicemail. And Natsume's like, but exorcists are people. Why would they do something so terrible? And Natori says, well, I told you before, didn't I? The Natori clan was an old clan of exorcists. Eventually, people who could see the yokai stopped being born, and its descendants gave up the business. But I'm back in the business now, and some of the exorcists don't like that. It's literally the mafia where the Natori clan came back into prominence with Natori, and he's like, some people just don't like that. And I'm like, you're basically describing a mob plot, sir. And so then he says, they used to make fun of us for running away, but now someone as talented as me is back. Here's my thing. I've got a theory. It's probably wrong, but I'm going to go throw it out there anyway. And if it's right, then my Natori and Natsume ship is going to go, at least in my standards. But I wonder if Natori and Natsume are related. If Natori, because as we found out previously, Natsume's mom is Reiko's daughter. And she married a man, and they kept the Natsume name, is what happened. So I wonder if Natsume's dad was a Natori, or if Reiko's husband or father of her child was a Natori. And because the Natori clan's name, they were kind of outsiders, they didn't want to use the clan name. When he said they're known for running away, I could just imagine if Natori was related to a guy who ran away, like the clan does, and ended up marrying Natsume's mom, and then had Natsume. Because, I mean, the blonde hair, they look similar. I was like, oh, is Natsume related to Natori? It would be kind of cool if they were related. It'd be kind of cool if they were like cousins. That'd be neat. And they're helping each other, because that would give Natsume some family, because he doesn't have any family left. So that would give him a family member who also somebody he can connect with. But I also don't like incestuous ships. So if that were the case, it would kind of go on my ship. So I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. But the moment he said that, I was like, ooh, you're from a family that doesn't want to be known, and Natsume's dad gave up his name to be a Natsume? Again, that's like a crackpot theory, tinfoil hat theory. I don't know. They're probably quite jealous. They may have a history of rivalry with the Natori clan dating back generations. Yeah, all the more reason why if you had a relative that didn't want to be known as a Natori, they married into Natsume's family. Maybe. It's scary to think that those old hatreds survive. He said, but I decided to go into the family's line of work, and I was ready for it. But there's been a lot of problems going on between the exorcists. Some of them have started dabbling in forbidden techniques. It feels very Harry Potter, the idea of this forbidden techniques. It feels very School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, right? The dark arts, as they would be called. I love that he steps over Madara. That part was really cute, where he just stepped over Madara to talk about it. There are rules between exorcists. It reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean. There are guidelines. There are more guidelines than rules. But he talks about how techniques that show yokai to people who can't normally see them are forbidden. Now, does Natori bring this up because he knows that Taki has done that and that Natsume knows that? Is that why he brings it up? I don't know. And he's trying to tell Natsume, hey, your friend's doing a forbidden technique. You might want to stop her from doing that. I don't know. He says it may seem convenient at first glance, but there are probably all kinds of nasty side effects. And of course, I'm told that that no one's ever actually mastered such a technique. Well, Taki has. And Natsume's like, my friend's a vigilante. I didn't know. This is a problem. But then that's when Natori drops the bomb. He says there are methods of exorcism and contracts that are forbidden. And that's when Natsume says, contracts? Well, he says some of the most dangerous can curse people who aren't involved. But he says, for example, when an exorcist makes a contract of mastery with a yokai, you have to give them a fake name and never bind their real name, for instance. Well, guess what Natsume has? A book of yokai's real names that have been bound in ink. So he says, you don't want to do that, because if you bind their real name, even your normal speech becomes words that they have to obey. And there are cruel spells that could crush their name and take their lives. So, that's another technique that takes a lot of power and, might not actually exist. I mean, who would have a book that would be doing all these forbidden techniques? And when he looks back, Natsume's like, shit, I have the most illegal book of all the exorcists. This is a problem. Oh my god, the Book of Friends is illegal. Oh my god. Natsume's a vigilante. Oh my god. Like in one episode, we've gone from happy days to you might be a vigilante exorcist that's wanted. Oh my god. I also like the fact that Natsume doesn't carry the Book of Friends technically in his book bag anymore. He just keeps it on his person. When Madara looks up at Natsume like, we're in deep shit now. Oh. And he's like, I feel bad about getting you caught up in the exorcism business, but back then I wanted you to be my ally, but now I'm just happy I can help you. I really think Natsume and Natori are related, but I could be totally wrong. Oh my god. And Natsume's like, I like Madara on Hiragi's shoulder. That part was really cute. The height difference between Natori and Natsume, y'all. The height difference. If I wasn't convinced they were potentially related, I'd be rooting for them, but also if Natsume was like 10 years older. Womp womp. So yeah, then he gets back to the house, but and Natori has the letter, so he knows what's going on. And who is there but Matoba in a damn suit, looking all presentable. Like, leave this child alone. Quit abducting him. Quit taking him away. Stranger danger. Leave him alone. And he did actually lose the letter. He's like, I'm willing to tell you here, but I have a car ready. I love when Madara says the more people around, the more filling my meal. Madara being threatening to Matoba was everything because Matoba hurt Madara. He fired that arrow into him. So Madara's like, I'm ready to get payback, bitch. Like, don't even. Oh, I just hate that he threatens Natsume. And the problem is Matoba has a lot of cards against Natsume because he knows how much Natsume cares about the Fujiwaras, how much he doesn't want them to know. And he like takes a knife and just stabs it into Natsume. He's like, well, if you don't help me, I could tell your foster parents about how bad your experience has been here and they'll probably send you away. And it's like, no, we've just dealt with that with him. Why would you do that? Like, Matoba is the worst. He's the worst. He's so frustrating. No. But yeah, so lately the exorcists have been attacked by somebody, which kind of Natsume ties back to Natori getting attacked. So Matoba has this idea that he's going to gather all of the exorcists together and figure out who the traitor is amongst all of them. And Natsume's like, that sounds dangerous. And he's like, well, you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs, Natsume. Ugh. Matoba looks very threatening in a suit, right? I love that Madara's like just in the middle of all this tea. He says, you're not an exorcist, but you're pretty powerful, so we want you there to help. And also, Natsume is an outlier, so he's an easy scapegoat. And also, as we found out from the manga, if Matoba is trying to find out about the Book of Friends, Natsume with the Book of Friends there makes it very convenient for him to get a hold of it. Ugh, no. He's like, can I accept this request? And it wasn't even a request. He was ordering Natsume. He was just trying to like ease it over, being like, well, if you don't come with me, I'm going to tell them all about you and all the things you've seen and, you know, how everything bad about you continues to this day and they can't protect you. Oh, I'm with Natsume. Like, stay away from his house. Leave him alone. And I love that Madara stays back to just look at him. And he just looks at him with his eyes like, bitch, I would eat you if I could. Oh my god. Poor Natsume, though. Poor Natsume. Now, Madara doesn't seem as worried about it. Because Natsume's like, I don't want to get involved with Matoba. I feel like Madara knows what's going to happen. He knows that Natsume is going to choose to get involved. And Madara's like, it's fine. We're good. The good thing, I guess, is that Natori now knows too. So he can help as well. And then, of course, we get the really sweet little scene of the family being like, we're going to pick grapes when the weather gets nice again. And I get, you know, free of my duties. We're just going to be a nice little family. And it's like all the motivation that Natsume needs to make his decision to be like, I want to protect this relationship I have with the Fujiwaras. So fine. I'll go do Matoba's stupid thing so he'll leave me alone. I don't know. It feels like a trap. It feels bad. I want Natsume to stay safe. And I love that I love Natsume is no longer angry with Natori. He's just very grumpy with Matoba. Bitch. Oh my god. So we've got this meeting to go to. Of course we do. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But what can we do? Okay, so we're going to start at the 1 minute and 28 second mark for this episode because I have taken off. I've taken off the OP so we can dive right into it. But this episode's going to be crazy. So let's do it, y'all. We're going to dive into episode 4 of season 5 of Natsume's Book of Friends. And we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. And let's do it to it. Uh-huh. I don't like that they're riding in just like a private car and not a train. And him hugging Madara. Yeah, be mad at him. Oh, were you? Ooh. Oh, yeah, you just like people that are useful. Ugh. Natsume's like, go away, leave me alone. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. I wonder if the Natsumes are related to the Matobas. That would be interesting. Or again, we're getting into like family tree, shadow of linked chains. What if Natsume's dad's related to the Matobas? Again, I want to know all about the family drama. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. One of our villas. Uh-huh. I mean, they do have a huge family. Huh. Ooh. Oh. Why are we changing? Ah. Again, we talk about successors. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Heirs to adopt who could seek yokai. Ah. Was born. Oh. Interesting. So you want to adopt Natsume, basically. No. Ew, go away. Yeah, no. Ugh. No. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo, shoo. Oh my god. Oh, I'll leave and go check out that random scream. You stay here. Want to be part of my family? Oh, sweetheart. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh no! Oh. Poor Sensei. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Ha! Well, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, just shove it back. Oh, are you? Oh. 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 No, don't eat that. No, don't eat it. Don't do it. No, no, thank you. No, don't eat it. You're gonna get, don't eat it. Don't get drugged for this party. Oh, hell no. Oh. Nope, don't be eating that gum, son. Yeah, this is weird. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Ew. 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 Oh, shit. Ew. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, bitch. Oh, ew. I hate that. Just like, just to test him. Ooh. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, he doesn't care. Huh. Oh. Oh, Nat's my sweetheart. Oh, that's so cruel. Hmm. Oh. Oh. You would use that because you like Natori. Oh, Matoba is devious. He is devious. Ooh, Madara. Okay. 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 Oh my god. Oh wow. And everybody's wearing masks. Interesting. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Seal. Interesting. Uh-huh. It's like a convention. Ugh. Funny that Notori's not there. Hmm. I mean, uh-huh. Ooh. He didn't come. Oh, but he's going to. Well, no, he knows you're going to be there. Oh, wow. And now we're going to see. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh. Ah! Ah! Get away from me! Oh, they're so mean. Stop. Oh. Oh, is it Natori? Oh. 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. No, no. Oh my God. Why? But why? No. Oh, fudge. Oh my God. Fudge muffin. Oh. Never. Uh-huh. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Funny that you know him, but you don't know that. Hmm. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, that's crazy. Ooh. Oh, wow. Madara's like, hi, I'm right here. Bitch. Yeah. Oh, quit. Leave him alone. Yeah, I'm glad people scream and get him away from him. Oh. Yes, me too. Yes. Oh. I'm with you, Madara. If you ate Matoba, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing. Ugh. Oh, it's that one exorcist. Well, but... Oh. This is kind of embarrassing. No, it doesn't seem to be. Oh. Well, shit. Oh my God. Well, leave Natsume alone. Oh, why do they call him a liar too? No. Yes. Good job. A shape raccoon thing! Hey! Yes! Yes! Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh no! Oh my god! Ah! Everyone, just everyone, Natsume. He really shows he's like a teenager in that moment. Well, it could be. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yes, I was gonna say it is kind of like the... Oh. 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 Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. Ooh. Uh-huh. Now Natsume knows for sure. Yeah. Oh my god, why? Hell no! Oh, the hell no! Oh! Oh, shit. They're just making Natsume run around everywhere. Fudge muffin. Oh! Oh, shit! Oh, come on, Natori, where are you? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, just running through the hallways. Don't mind me. Oh my god. Listen to what he's saying, you bitches. Oh my god. Why? Bitches. Oh, hell no. Oh, Matoba's a good shot. That's terrifying. Wow. Just good PR for him. You're not impressive. Get out. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. I mean... Oh, this piano playing. Oh. Oh. I want him to get as far away from Matoba as possible. Get out. Yeah, bite him. Oh. Don't you dare. Oh. Oh, he knows it's Natori. Natori protecting him from afar. No, go away. Leave him alone. Protect him, Natori. Finally. None of your effing business. Oh, and I kept my promise, bitch! Oh. Oh. Screw him! Oh my god. Oh. Natori and Natsume versus Matoba. Let me have it. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh. Oh my god. All right. Okay. Holy cow, y'all. Whew. This series is gonna, like, I'm not used to Natsume giving me anxiety. I don't need that. No, no ma'am, no sir. Oh. 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 Y'all. Y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all. Holy cow. Oh. What was this set? Natsume's Book of Friends hovers this very interesting line between, oh, we'll just have a random yokai of the week, heartbreakingly wholesome episode, and holy shit tension. And this was the latter. Oh my god. I'm like drooling on myself. So, can we all agree that Matoba is just vile? Matoba, no thank you, sir. No thank you, sir. What I loved about this episode 4, the Shadow Link Chains, is that Natori helped from a distance. And I totally respected that because Natori knew if they showed up to help, then that would not only draw the attention of the other exorcists to Natori himself, but if Natori was helping Natsume, it would draw Matoba and the other exorcists to Natsume even more than they already were. And luckily, Matoba did not have the exorcist's attention drawn to Natsume because of him posing as the Shiki. But here's the thing. Natori was helping Natsume by not being involved because he didn't want Natsume to get even more exposed, and he doesn't want the exorcists to harass Natsume and potentially hurt him, which is a very selfless, kind thing to do. Matoba hid Natsume so the other exorcists wouldn't find out about him, but it wasn't to protect Natsume, it was to keep him all from Matoba's self. and that's selfish and the exact opposite. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. Also, we've been in this series, I haven't really noticed it until this episode, but in the last 4 seasons, Natsume has been constantly taking public transportation everywhere. He's been taking trains to go see family and friends in the yokai. He's been walking to wherever he's going. He's been taking a bicycle. And I know that that might be just Japanese culture in general, because there aren't as many people in Japan that own cars or drive them. Because there's so many public transit options. But this episode really made Matoba like being driven Miss Daisy alongside Natsume in this private black car. It felt even more isolating, and it felt almost very like, not that Natsume was being kidnapped, but it felt very, exclusive and isolated, and I've trapped you in this car. You have nowhere else to go. You're stuck with me until we get to our destination. It felt like that. And Natsume in a car just with 2 people was so isolating and so different than what we've seen the last 4 seasons that it was crazy to me. I'm glad that Natsume sticks his ground and is like, I want nothing to do with you, Matoba. I'm glad that Natsume's like, no. So we find out in this, Matoba's just like, who, me? What did I do? What's up with me? And so I'm going to go back to this episode and turn on it keeps wanting to give me the English dub. And I'm like, So he was meeting with a politician in the area. So let's talk about the Matoba clan. Let's talk about the Matobas. The Matoba clan were originally 11 families that were tied together with the Matobas at the head, which kind of makes sense because that means that's where probably Nanase comes in at. Nanase could have been from one of those 11 families. She could have been from one of the families that was hooked up with them, and they were all just connected and working for the Matobas. That's possible. Another question is, were the Natoris tied to them? Were they tied to that family? Or were they from a different family that aren't tied to them? Is there a possibility that the Natsume family is tied to them? We don't know. We don't actually know a lot about the genealogy with Natsume other than his mom is the one related to Reiko. I definitely think that Reiko knew about the Book of Friends being a forbidden thing, and she was like, F it. I'm gonna just take it anyway. Like, I'm gonna listen to you plebeians. I fully anticipate Reiko being like, oh, this is a forbidden technique. And then just used it for herself anyway because she's like, I don't care. Right? So, but the point is that Matoba is the head of these 11 families. He's tied to a politician in the area that gives him basically power and stakes in the city. It's just, Matoba's creepy. He's creepy. And I tell you why he's creepy. There was no reason for him to still be in the suit the next day. He did it as a power trip. He did it as a way to kind of like influence and trap Natsume, who is again a teenage boy. So Matoba is clearly in his 20s. He is a full-grown adult, as Natori is. But Natori is very sweet and understanding. And Natori, I believe, likes Natsume. I believe that he does. But I believe that Natori also realizes that it's not right for him to hit on Natsume because that's not right. And so he keeps a boundary there. He keeps his distance. He wants to help Natsume, but he doesn't overstep his boundary. Matoba oversteps the boundary. And Matoba doesn't give a shit if he oversteps. And it's creepy and I don't like it. And I'm like, get away from Natsume. And he's like, well, people with lots of enemies are often very superstitious. We've had a long relationship and I keep on good terms with people who can be useful. So Matoba is all about usefulness. He only wants people and yokai as tools because he's just in this self-preservation survival mode, right? Suabe does such a good job of voicing him. Suabe's so smooth, but he plays such a good villain because he makes him sound so smooth and enticing and seductive. And Natsume's just like, I am not, there's only one dark-haired man that I like, and his name starts with T, not M. So yeah, no. And he's like, you should make use of what's available to you. I feel like Natsume kind of gets at Matoba a little bit with that by the end because Madara is helping him and he's like, how'd you get that powerful yokai to obey you? And Natsume's like, I don't have a contract with him. we just kept a promise, you know, what your family can't do. And I was like, oh shit, that's me throwing the shade. Oh, love it. Love it. So he talks about how the Matoba clan was originally formed by 11 great exorcist families, which were led by the Matoba, a pair of as part of a contract they signed out of their own self-interest. And Natsume's like, self-interest? And he says, well, some of those families are gone now, though. You know, some of them don't exist anymore. But it was just for mutual benefit. And he says, I wonder what happened to my letter. Well, Natori got the letter. And Matoba figured it out by the end, right? Natsume just like moves back and forth like, I hate it here. I want to leave. I hate all of this, blah, blah, blah. So the Matoba clan, surprising no one, being made up of 11 different families, is a wealthy clan. The thing that's interesting is that these villas and these houses, if they don't have heirs or successors, they just kind of sit there because who else is going to live in this giant mansion, right? So Matoba talks about adopted heirs because they need to be able to see yokai. If they can't see yokai, they can't be an exorcist. So I guess maybe that rules out Tanuma for the moment and Taki is safe for now. Hopefully. I like want to form a protection squad for all of them. Please and thank you. But yeah. So of course, Matoba wants to adopt Natsume. Here's the thing that sucks. Matoba wants to adopt Natsume as his heir, which I'm sorry, but as someone that's read a lot of BL in anime and manga, the whole adoption process has a dual feature where, sure, you can adopt someone into your family legitimately as family, but there is an underlying BL element to it where a lot of times in BL, where someone wants to marry someone of the same sex, they'll adopt them into the family as their son or nephew or whatever. They'll adopt them into the family and they're now part of the family, but it's also like a way for them to get married. So there is like, I'm not saying that Matoba was wanting to adopt Natsume into the family under a BL context, but he is definitely interested in Natsume and it's kind of creepy. And that underlying undertone is there. So, but yeah, he's like, look at my house. I'm not compensating for anything at all. But yeah, everyone there says welcome back. And then there's all the people with the yokai, the shiki, and everyone snickering at him. And Natsume's like, I hate it here. So he's like, you need to change in an hour to the meeting and then get there and you're going to help me find out who the person possessing them is. And then what does he say there? He says the hatred, the yokai, because he talks about what do you think happens to exorcist families without an heir who can see yokai. Just because they can't see yokai, the hatred the yokai have for them doesn't disappear. And they're confronted with this problem and the terror that results. Everything Matoba says frames the yokai as being the problem and being the enemy, which is really grand when you're talking to someone who literally has a yokai on his shoulder that he's been with the last 4 seasons. But okay. And then he says, even the Natori clan, a famous family that had many enemies. So he just drops that information. He says, oh, by the way, the Natori clan had many enemies. I don't know if you knew that. Again, it's fueling my Natori and Natsume family being similar, but we'll see what the genetics lean out to be. We got 2 more seasons after this. He says, a famous family, they ran around desperately seeking heirs to adopt that could see yokai. And in the end, they abandoned the business, at least until Natori was born. I'm told the clan had become terrified with every small disaster. The yokai was behind it. And then Shuichi-san, who can see them, was born. Now, I don't know about you all, but the fact that Matoba is on a first-name basis with Natori, I'm like, are they about the same age? Did they know each other in the past? Have they had a history? I wouldn't be surprised if they had a history because both of them are exorcists. So they've clearly known each other. But I was like, oh, on first name basis, are we? Okay, Matoba. And he was born. And then he says, I'm sure he got sick of his relatives. Now, for Natsume's like, ooh, because he knows that Natori has run away from everyone around him, right? So Matoba makes an assumption and thinks that Natori, being the firstborn in a while that could see yokai that he was probably targeted. And that led him to isolate himself. So the funny thing is, it's almost as if what Matoba is suggesting, that Natori and Natsume self-isolated for opposite reasons. Natsume self-isolated because he could see yokai and people ostracized him as a weirdo for it. Natori self-isolated because he could see yokai and everyone probably gave him the savior complex and were like, oh my God, you're going to save the clan. Which is interesting to me. Natori has those MC vibes. I was like, okay, interesting. I wonder if Matoba tried to adopt him into their clan. And then Natori was like, no thanks, man. Matoba just can't catch a break. These blondes don't want to join the clan. So that's interesting to me. But yeah, my theory is that Matoba is going to try to threaten and blackmail the Fujiwaras to get Natsume to join him. And what I think is going to happen by the end of, I don't know if it's going to happen season 5 or if we're going to have to get down into season 6 or season 7 or even down past that where we're not even 2 yet. But I think at some point, Natsume is going to have to tell the Fujiwaras about the fact that he can see yokai and what's going on. Now, would Toko like to know that this creepy adult is stalking her foster son, trying to get him to join their clan? Probably not. So I don't know how that's going to go down. But at some point, the Fujiwaras are going to have to at least know that Natsume can see yokai and be okay with it. So yeah. And Matoba basically alludes to the fact that, you know, it's hard running a clan. I have to make tough decisions, but you know, I've got some advantages. I can protect you and keep you safe, Natsume, if you want to join the clan. And Natsume's like, you know. Like I said in another show, I've been watching Revolutionary Girl Utena, and the idea of any adult authority figure that comes up to a young teenage MC and says that they can be their prince and protect them, I want to throw them into a ditch and light them on fire. So I'm like, get out, Matoba. No. And he even has his own car. No, sir. Absolutely not. Getting the same vibes. And so Natsume's like, I don't need you. He's like, oh, well, my apologies. I said the wrong thing. And then he's like, he was about to threaten Natsume with the Fujiwaras as blackmail. But then there's like screaming, interrupting Matoba left and right. So poor Madara. Madara has this barrier that's been formed by the clan, so he has to, like, find a way to get over it. Meanwhile, this woman comes in who's super creepy. I'm glad Natsume didn't eat the gum, because it looked like part of the mask, and it probably would have possessed him if he ate the gum. So I'm glad he didn't do that. It was like, I felt like Natsume's stuck in this club, and people are trying to, like, give him Molly and drug him, and he's like, no, I'm just a kid. And they're like, come on and rave with us. No, don't do it, Natsume. The worst part about all of this is that the woman was brought in as a test. A way to test Natsume to prove that he was strong and capable of being in the Matoba clan. And that is so cruel. Like, all they did was just trick Natsume into saving that woman. He didn't even care about that woman. He's like, I don't know if she's all right. But it was just a test to show Natsume's abilities. The worst part is, the exorcists, at least for the Matoba clan and the ones here in this mansion, are just as bad as the yokai. They're just as terrible, if not more terrible, because at least the yokai, they're just like, I want to eat people. It's just a base instinct desire. They're like, I just want to eat people. That's why I'm doing all of this stuff. But with Matoba and them, there's an underlining ick factor and creepy manipulative nature to it, to where it kind of is worse than the yokai. And of course, Matoba knows a lot about the different forms of yokai, and he tries to, like, you know, lure Natsume into that, being like, look at all I know about. If you help me, I can teach you everything that I know. And, you know, I could help you to become stronger to protect the people you're interested in. Like, it's all so manipulative. And I'm like, Natsume, do not be seduced by this creepy man. And so Natsume agrees to help Matoba, but not because of Matoba, but because he wants to help for himself and to help out Natori. So then they go into the banquet where all the people are, And Natsume is posed as one of Matoba's new, like, shiki. I like that he has the no-face bodyguards. And then everyone goes up to Natsume and starts harassing him as a shiki, as a yokai. And there's so much to say about this moment, but the fact that the yokai are being harassed, the fact that Natsume is now put into the yokai's shoes and seeing how the Matoba clan and the other exorcists treat them, I'm sure that gives him more empathy for the yokai. The fact that whenever he tries to help out the people on top of Madara, they call him a liar, which is exactly what he was called as a kid. Like, if I were Natsume, I would want nothing to do with any of these exorcists because they all are kind of terrible people, except for Natori. And Natori wants nothing to do with them either for the same reason. So it's just, it is bonkers, y'all. It is wild. But I hate whenever people just won't leave Natsume alone. Like, these exorcists were awful to him. And I love that Natori helped him out 3 times. He helped save him from the other guys. He helped get him out of that room. And then when Matoba reached to be like, oh, you've got something by your hair, he tried to pull the same move as Natori. But it wasn't cute. And it wasn't flirty. It was creepy and icky. And he was like, you got something behind your ear. And Natori's like, get the fudge away from him. I loved it. I was like, thank you, Natori. Thank you for helping. At least Natori knows to wait 10 years. Matoba don't. I'm like, Also, Madara's little mask with the eye was absolutely adorable, the little Cyclops mask. Now, the mask yokai, when it was slithering up, it looked like John Carpenter's The Thing sneaking up the window pane. That was creepy as hell. No, thank you. And then we find out that the bearded exorcist, turns out that he was being possessed by the mask as well. From the start. And Natsume's like, I don't want anything to do with this clan. And so he says, the other exorcists, if they noticed you, it would make things difficult. Yeah, and this makes it harder to find out who you are. And then he says, all right. And so he gives him the talisman to help find. The thing about it is, Matoba knows a lot of techniques. He knows a lot of different things, but he likes to employ other people to do his dirty work. Because he says, he's like, well, I can't do it myself. It'll look so weird if a clan leader does it. But you can do it because you're a yokai. It's fine. Yeah, I feel like the whole thing. And then we have the thing about the eye. Where the original Matoba made a promise to trade his right eye for a job. And then he broke that promise. And then ever since then, the yokai have come after the right eye of the clan leaders. And so that's why he wears the seal over his eye to protect it from getting taken by the yokai. Here's the thing. Do I wonder if at some point that seal is going to be taken off Matoba's eye and he's going to lose it? I don't know. I don't know. I think that would be interesting if he tried to hurt Natsume and Natsume ripped off the seal and then the yokai attacked his eye. I don't know. I don't think Natsume would do anything that cruel, but I could see it being an accident. I don't know, y'all. So anyway, he has the seal on him. I love when Natsume... and then Natsume says, you seem to know Matoba an awful lot. He's like, do you know about the lizard that's on his body? Do you know that why it won't attack why it won't like slither down to his left leg? And Matoba's like, I don't know. We have history, but what do I know? He does say something that I think could be true, whereas the yokai are kind of foreboding. He says the yokai probably doesn't mess with his left leg because he's going to eventually lose it. That's terrifying. I wonder if Natsume is going to tell Natori about that at some point. And then, of course, Matoba spins it, saying the simplest explanation is someday he's probably going to lose it, but that's hypothetical. But that's what yokai are. They're creatures that cast dark and uncertain shadows on the human heart. Which is such a cynical way to look at it, because literally last week we saw the cutest sunshine yokai who is so happy to have like a blanket from a random man she met at a bus stop. Yes, casting a dark and uncertain shadow on the human heart. This little tiny girl yokai with the blankie. Okay. Like just that, but that's how he views yokai. He views them as an evil. And he says humans are cowards. And if the yokai threaten their lives and their hearts, it's our job to exorcise them and get rid of them for the sake of humanity. If you go back to the Fujiwaras, won't you blame anything that happens there on yourself and the yokai? I was like, that's so cruel. That's such a bitch move. That is so mean. Quit talking about the Fujiwaras. And I love Madara narrowing his eyes like, don't you bring Toko into this. She gives me sake and fish. You leave her out of this. And he's like, if you join me, I can protect you. And I love Natsume's like, no, I don't want to join you. I've told you several times. No matter how many times you ask, I'm not joining you. No means no. How many times Natsume have to say no means no? Leave him alone. Quit harassing him. Matoba, go away. I have my own way of being connected with others. I like Natsume's like, I have friends. And runs away. He's like, I have friends, bitch. Which, that's the thing. Natori and Matoba both have seemed and said that they've been isolated because of the yokai. Natori left all of his friends behind. Matoba may not have been given that option. So for Natsume to be out here having kind of the best of both worlds and being able to communicate with the yokai and have human connections, they're probably jealous. I mean, Matoba's probably jealous of that. And he wants Natsume to be with him instead. And Natori seems like he's accepted it. And he's like, again, what I love is how different Natori and Matoba are. Matoba wants Natsume to leave all of his connections, join him, and he'll be with him forever and ever. And Natori originally started out like that, but in last season, he said, you know, these connections are important. You need them more than you need me in my exorcist life. And that just like kind of sealed the deal of me loving Natori. And Matoba is just, I love when Madara's like, I'll eat him if you want. And Natsume's like, please do. So yeah. So we go back to tracing down the yokai. I love that they call Madara a sack-like raccoon thing. Hilarious. And Natsume just walking around, putting his hand on everybody, which was embarrassing. And Matoba probably did it on purpose to make him feel embarrassed. I'm like, that's so mean. That's so cruel. Because Matoba probably could have found this yokai by himself. He didn't need Natsume to join. But he wants to lure Natsume into the family. So that's why the invite. So the exorcists being attacked. They're like, somebody from the Matoba clan was attacked as well. And then they say it serves them right. So they trash talk the Matoba clan here, saying they bring shame to exorcists everywhere. The eye patch is a sign that they don't keep their contracts. That's why they can't make any decent yokai listen to them. They either blackmail them or use spells to make them obey. Because honestly, if you think about it, Tori just kind of got Hiragi to help him because they formed a contract out of mutual understanding, whereas Matoba's has to force yokai to make contracts. So it is interesting to note that even though the Natori family have a lot of enemies and the exorcists aren't real fans of the Natori clan, the Matoba clan are just strongholding everybody into approving their existence. They're not really liked, but they force people to kind of accept them as part of the exorcist world. So yeah, the yokai have come after his eye, and the eye patch is to protect him. And what do they say there? They said, in the end, the few decent shikai they have now were the ones they had when they were still the 11 great families. Oh, so the shiki that were around are all the OG ones. So basically the ones that stuck by their side are the ones that were there from the beginning. Okay. None of the other yokai want to make contracts with them. That's interesting. So yeah. Then Natsume gets the one yokai to appear. Madara becomes his huge Falcor self. The people are terrible and try to like get all up on him, which is awful. And then Matoba shows in and shows up and shows off how good of an archer he is, which is pretty scary. I don't like the fact that Matoba is that strong of an archer. It's kind of terrifying. So then, yeah, he goes, well, you know, that guy's probably okay. They got possessed. But the thing about it is, whereas Natsume shows this insane amount of empathy towards the guy that was attacked, Matoba's like, well, it was his fault. And Natsume's like, what? And he goes, well, he made a contract and let himself get possessed. Which, the idea that you can let yourself get possessed isn't a new concept, because Tanuma has done that himself. But still, Natsume is pretty freaked out about it. I honestly love the idea of when he goes, he says, many of those who work in the Matoba clan were victims. I thought that it was a plot by someone to weaken us, but I couldn't narrow down who it can be. But thanks to you, I was able to find our enemy. And he says, did you know? It's said that having a connection with a strong yokai allows you to maintain a strong power. I believe that would maybe entail the fact that Madara having a connection with Natsume helps him to stay strong. That by Matoba's suggestion, that might be the case. So yeah, and then I like that Madara like looks at him like, don't be talking about me. He says, if you join the Matoba, I can protect you. I wanted Madara to bite his ankles. As long as I, the clan's master, have my right eye targeted by a great yokai. Ah, so Matoba's kind of alluding to the fact that one thing that gives him strength is the fact that his eye is targeted. As long as he still has his eye, that means that the yokai connected to it will still give him power. Which I feel like that's foreshadowing that he might lose his eye in the future. I don't know if that's going to be true or not, but... And then, of course, he says, oh, there's something in your hair. And the moment he reaches to touch it, that's when the paper cuts him. I was like, stop it, because Natsume is like, Natsume clearly doesn't want him to touch his head, and then he gets cut by the paper. And at that point, Matoba instantly knows that Natori is responsible. An unusually long letter. Where did it go? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. He's like, but you didn't read it. That's all. Perhaps it's fate. The Matoba will have to behave like we always do. And if something happens, please help us again. And Natsume's like, F off! But he doesn't say it, of course, you know. Why would he? And so he finally leaves. I like he just leaves without saying anything. Like, no, I'm not going to help you. Leave me alone. And he's like, how'd you form a contract with such a great yokai? And he's like, I didn't have a contract. I made a promise. I love we can't see Matoba's reaction to that because that's such shade. Love it. Love it! Suck it, Matoba. I love we don't get to see his reaction. And then we go back to Natori, who goes, good job. Well done. He's like, Natsume, I was able to resolve this, but things are always so dangerous around you. I love that he shreds the letter. We don't get to see what it said. And he's like, yes, I am sure about this. This is for the best. I love it. I love these, like, I'm going to help Natsume out because Matoba, Oh, Natori, I love you. I love you coming to Natsume's rescue from afar. I love you helping me stay away from creepy Matoba. Matoba gives me anxiety. I want him to stay a minimum of 500 feet from that house. Leave the Fujiwaras alone. Oh my God. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, well, that was a two-parter. Oh my God. I'm really excited to hear your comments down below, y'all, about this two-parter, but maybe we'll have less anxiety next week with episode 5 of season 5. Holy cow, y'all. Oh, anyway, I'm super excited to hear your comments down below, but I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back next week with episode 5 of Natsume's Book of Friends. Bye!